Today is the 16th day of the 25 days of Christmas. I'm going to show you guys some really awesome Christmas DIY gifts for your friends that they actually want. These are going to be DIYs that are really easy, pretty budget conscious, and really fun to make and really fun to give people. Are you guys ready to see what they are? Here's the first one and the first thing you're going to need for it. So for this one, for your photo coasters, you're going to need a couple different 4x4 inch tiles, some felt pads for the underneath part, a foam brush, some Mod Podge, and a couple square Instagram photos. Printed out, obviously. The first step, you're going to want to take your Mod Podge and your foam brush, dip it in, and apply a quick coat to the top of the tile. And make sure with this first coat, you get a nice even coat all the way through, and you want to make sure you cover from edge to edge. Take your first photo and center it. Once you lay the photo down, it's still going to be movable, so you can make sure that you get it exactly centered, and then you want to firm it down by pushing down on all corners. Then let it sit for 5 minutes before you go on to the next step. Once you have your photos on there, you're going to take your brush and you're going to apply 3 different coats of Mod Podge, giving yourself maybe 2 to 3 minutes between each to let it fully dry. Now on this, you also want to make sure that you are brushing in the same motion each time. So for this first coat, I'm going to go horizontally, and then for the second coat, I'm going to go vertically. Then set them aside for 20 minutes and let them dry completely. The last step, you're going to flip your dried tile over. Take some of these felt little dots and put them on each corner. You guys ready for gift idea number 2? Here's what you're gonna need. A pencil, a couple different pieces of scrapbook paper, some Mod Podge, a foam brush, a pair of scissors, some gold leaf sheets, and a notebook or 2. If you guys want to see how to cover these moleskin notebooks with a piece of scrapbook paper, I have a video all on how to do that. So if you want to click down on the drop down box below, y'all can check that out and see the tutorial there. Now, it's time to get this thing looking gold. Using your gold leaf size, I'm going to keep it simple and go geometric and do a nice line here on the bottom corner. You want to make sure you get the corners, it's really important. Weird tip about gold leaf sizing. You gotta let it dry almost completely before you can apply the gold leaf to it. You want it to tack up, and then you're ready to apply. So give it about 15 minutes to kind of sit and get tacky, then you can apply a sheet of gold leaf. Make sure that you follow my mom and I on Snapchat, because we do share a lot of funny behind the scenes stuff. If you've been following us so far along this journey, you guys have seen some of the craziness, especially when my brother joins us. It can get pretty fun. So if you guys want to follow along on Snapchat, I will add a little note below. So now that we're pretty tacky, you want to make sure that you press along all of the edges. Then when you lift, ta-da! Go ahead and take that paintbrush. How cute is that? So cute, so cute, cute. Go with it, and then up, and then it should come off in a straight line. If you go against it, then it will just like get all messy and gross. The third gift that every friend will absolutely love is peppermint sugar scrub. Here is what you're gonna need. A couple bottles to put your scrub in, a funnel that fits the width of that bottle, a couple of bowls to mix, a spoon, lots of sugar, 2 different measuring cups, one at 1 cup size and one at 1/3 cup size, some coconut oil or almond oil, and some peppermint essential oil. Also, if you want to mix up the colors and do like a candy cane stripe, which is what I'm going to do, you guys can either use food coloring in like a raspberry or a red color, or you can actually use frozen raspberries and use the juice from the raspberries. Let's get started. Measure out 2 cups of sugar. Once you've melted your coconut oil, add in half of that 1/3 cup. Mix it in and make sure that it's the right consistency. You want it to be a little bit moist, but you don't want it to be too oily. Step number 3, add your peppermint. Just a few drops. That should do it. If you feel like it smells good enough, we're going to separate this guy into 2 separate categories. Take out half, make sure it's completely packed in there. Set it aside in your second bowl, and all you're gonna need is a couple of drops from your raspberries. Now, I just took frozen raspberries, kind of crushed them down, let them melt a little bit, but you guys can also use food coloring if you don't wanna get raspberries. I'm just gonna put in a couple drops. That is all it is going to need. Make sure you mix it in real good. So once you guys have your red and your white sugar, go ahead and open up your bottle, and you guys are gonna layer them. That way we kind of have that cute little peppermint striped candy look. You wanna pack it down. All right, so I'm gonna make a couple more bottles, and then we're gonna tie a bow and finish those guys off. When we're done with that, we're gonna move on to number 4. Are you guys ready for number 4? Here's what you're gonna need. Okay, last but not least, we're gonna make some paper mache jewelry bowls using 2 different size balloons, obviously some newspaper, some Mod Podge, some gold leafing, a foam paintbrush, brown stickers, dots, and some scissors, and some white paint. First, you're gonna cut your newspaper into some different strips. There is a 9-inch and a 12-inch. That's about right. You're gonna wanna make this layer on the balloon fairly thick. Got your Mod Podge, which I should get sponsored by this company. I mean, I use Mod Podge all the time. You wanna layer the newspaper and the Mod Podge on pretty thick. That way you have a really sturdy bowl. Now that I have glued all of my newspaper to my balloons, I gotta let them dry for 12 hours. So after they dry overnight, you just snap your fingers and then you have one that's already dried. Or you did it the night before and it's back up, like I did. I'm just gonna demonstrate what you gotta do. And the balloon will actually tear itself away and you'll have a perfect little cup. Take your perfectly dried out little cup and you're actually gonna cut to the shape that you want. Once you cut it down to a size that you like, you're going to paint it white. Now, I'm gonna warn you, this process is gonna take you like at least 3 coats to make sure it's completely white on all sides. So now that we have our perfectly white painted 3-coated dried cup, before you add that gold leaf, you're gonna add a few sticker dots to the inside of your bowl to make your polka dots. So you guys can either do the polka dot thing or not do the polka dot thing, whatever you wanna do. You're gonna take your brush and your adhesive size, and you're going to apply a thin coat, keyword thin, into the inside of the bowl. You're not supposed to apply anything to it for like 25 minutes because you want it to get tacky and kind of dry. Next step, take your fancy gold leafing, and we are going to place the gold leaf into the cup and push firmly on all sides. So take tweezers and you're going to find your little stickers you just put on and peel them off. I swear, as you go, you will get better at removing the stickers. I've done this kind of a lot of times because I had to practice. But it looks adorable, people. You don't have to, but if you want, you can take some sealant spray, which I'm gonna grab because it's over there. Or maybe it's over there. It's over there. I'm gonna grab the sealant spray and then we're gonna spray it really quickly outside. Let's recap on the 4 DIY gifts that people actually want that you can give this season. We have our photo coasters, fabulous. Our lovely bottles of peppermint sugar scrub. Some cute little DIY gold-leafed notebooks, and some jewelry dishes. If you guys liked this DIY, leave me a thumbs up below, and make sure you leave me your comment below, because I want to know which one you guys liked the best. If you guys make any of these, don't forget, post them on social media, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, whatever, you can't really put a hashtag on Snapchat, but if you do post it online, leave us the hashtag Christmas with the Rosens, because we want to see this stuff, and that's really the only way we can find it. We hope you guys have enjoyed this series, and we hope you loved this video. Be sure to thumb it up, comment, and if you haven't, subscribe right here, buttons below. And if you want to check out what happened yesterday and or tomorrow's up here, yesterday's down here. It's pretty fabulous. And yes, the cameraman was making a very funny face. I got distracted there for a second. I thought you had a funny story, but I think he's gonna sneeze. Okay, that's all we got for today. I'll see you guys in 2 days.
Is that just sending glue everywhere?
Just such a party pooper.